and we're at the point now where one side is mostly done.
HoonTV!
It's week 2 and we've got a fair bit done last week. As I mentioned, you would have seen we've filled in the door. We've still got a fair bit of panel beating here, dent puller, that sort of thing, but it'll all be nice and straight with, you know, as minimal filler as possible in there. Obviously it's not possible to do it without using a little bit, so we'll make it tiny bit. And we've got the sheet in here. We've got, if you haven't seen these before, these are Clecos or Clecos or whatever you call them. You can buy them from a bunch of different suppliers. Hot rodders use them, people building planes, anything really. They're just perfect for sheet metal work. I have used them before in other videos, but they're almost like a rivet. I'll grab the tool and show you. It's basically, you get the right size hole. So so for metal work, it's really good because it means you can get everything lined up in place, clamped down without having to use magnets or anything like that. And then afterwards, it actually gives you a spot where we can plug weld this too. So it's, you know, like a double bonus. But all of the panels here are all nicely lined up. That's with the top of the pillar there is flush with that. Everything's working out nicely. We've put a bar in the top here and a bar in the bottom, so it's rock solid, like it's never going to move. And we've just got to do what I'm not good at, is weld slow and just slowly tack it all in and then linish it all back and then do some work to make it all finished. But you know, obviously everything doing metal work like this, looks a bit rough in the start, but it'll look neat and pretty once we're done. So we've got this one done. We've got a template cut for the back one. So as you can see, we've been putting bars in, and these are just tacked in for the meantime. We spray this surface prep on there, which is basically a sealer, but it's a weld through as well. So we've got that on there. But yeah, the bars there are to basically support the sheet, but also means that the height of the sheet's correct and it's not going to warp in the middle or anything like that. So it'll all stay nice and flat. I have gone thicker, as I mentioned before. It's a 1.9mm sheet. So being Frank the Tank, it's not going anywhere. But Tori's, with my help, we're going to start stitching this in. We'll put some basic tacks in it to start off with, and then we'll weld it all later. But the goal is to get one side of the car done and then move on the other side. So I'm actually even hoping to basically do all the panel work on one side of the car, so it's almost like an achievement. We'll be feeling pumped about getting one side of the car done, then we can move over the other side. Still working out what to do with the bonnet or hood for you Americans. Maybe some vents or something like that. There are some aftermarket ones around, so I might look at that. But yeah, this camera's getting heavy, so I'm going to stop now and I'm going to get working on the car. Interesting fact too, we're in Adelaide and today's 90 degrees Fahrenheit and I think tomorrow 94 or something like that. And when I was over visiting Jay and the guys at Lex Motorsports in Arizona in May, they were all like, oh, I hope you can handle the heat. You know, it's Arizona. I'm like, this isn't hot. It's like Adelaide, getting my calculations right, it's hot and dry here. It gets to like 115, 120 Fahrenheit, and we have like weeks straight of that. And then in winter it's freezing cold as well, like winter in the UK, but without the fun stuff like snow. So yeah, we get both extremes here, and it's kind of good, but it also kind of sucks because, you know, summer can be super hot. It's good having that car there because where I live, I'm right near the beach and you can drive onto the beach. So some days in summer I just basically drive down on the beach, get out of my car and go for a swim. But yeah, Adelaide, where it's hot and cold. Facts you didn't know.
That's better looking.
So Tori, tell me, like I know this is the ugly stage of the welding process.
Yes.
Where people like, oh my god, can't believe that any car like this is. So why are we welding it like this for other people at home?
Well, basically you weld it in a sequence so you don't heat up the panel. Because if you heat up the panel, it warps, and then you're going to use a lot of filler or Bondo to make it straight. And we don't want to do that. So we're taking our time, just doing little tacks, and give ourselves enough time to let it cool down a little bit. And yeah, just take time. That's all it is. The better you get this stage, the easier it is to finish it off. That's all it comes down to. So the more time you spend now, less time you spend bulking. And yeah.
Has it cooled down yet?
Pretty much. So we can keep on going if we want.
How good's this? I've been out playing and doing stuff like getting glasses done, and I get back and there's action aplenty going on here.
G'day, mate.
Exciting times. We are at a point now where we've gone past the no turning back part, and we're at the point now where one side is mostly done. So I'm sort of trying to do this as a weekly thing. There'll be a few sporadic videos here and there. I will throw in another video which probably put in about the same time as this one, which is going to be removing the underbody sealant in there. But what we're up to is we've sheeted in, tacked in, we'll put in the bars, support bars. Everything's been welded all the way around, slowly but surely, bit by bit, to not warp anything. And it's been ground down, smoothed out. There's a few little high points and low points here and there, but it's all just been whizzed over just to get rid of any spatter and stuff like that. Just finishing the bottom edge over here, and then this edge has all come up quite nice here. But we're at the point now where Adam and I get to sort of stand back and have fun, because Tori and maybe even Tori's brother, who are both proper old school panel beaters, they'll get in a little bit of heat here and there, shrinking and stretching and slap hammers and stuff like that, just to get everything as straight as possible, so that we can pretty much use as minimal filler as possible, because we want this to look like uniform and factory. So once it's all smoothed out, a little bit of high fill or whatever we need to do. I think there's a U-Pol product called U-Pol D, they said, which is an like a primer filler for the actual Raptor stuff. So we'll have all that on there. We'll get everything smoothed out. We've filled in the holes which were under the original side trims, and they'll be all taken off because they had those old school sort of 90s plastic side trims on there. But yeah, we're getting to a point where this side's done and we can move on the other side. So at this point we're planning on having the bodywork all done from the front of the doors back, and that's the priority. We're doing some stuff inside the car as well, and yeah, lots to do, but good progress. Isn't that right, Adam?
What's right?
That's Adam.
Hey.
What's going on? Just awkwardly follow Adam around.
Hold that up there, you
This is Craig. This is Craig. He's an angry man.
Actually, hold it up. See this hole in here?
Hang on.